And so I think it's really important for those that have Mars and Gemini to know how to filter the information and discern what is valuable information and what is not valuable information and what can be left alone. Because you'll see Mars and Gemini, they'll kind of just talk all over the place. They'll do quite a lot of different things. And they'll make a lot of content. Like, they have a lot to say. They have a lot to say. Their opinion is where they get a lot of motivation. They find a lot through the constant exploration of their own voice and their opinions and how that's received and perceived and reacted to by others. They can get a lot of interesting reactions. They also can have this is kind of Gemini in general, but and Gemini placements in general, but they can have a little bit of a gossipy kind of vibe to them, where they really like the information. They like to just eat it all up. And that's why it's really important for Gemini placements to have that discernment. And you'll see that when I get to like the Saturn and Gemini portion, where it has a different quality of like really, really discerning what is really important. Mars also wants that, but Mars wants discernment so that it can be efficient. And so it can be, it can get all the right things done, and it can attack all of its tasks and compartmentalize in its own way. Now, Mars Gemini does have a little bit more of a spread out quality than Mars in Virgo, where it's going to kind of be, this is like the epitome, I would say. Gemini in general is very ADD energy, but Mars in Gemini and then Jupiter in Gemini both kind of have this quality of like overwhelm and kind of all over the place. Their hands are in everything. They're doing all these different things. They have all these different projects. They're learning so many different stuff. They're reading like 5 books at once, right? That's another thing with Gemini, is about reading. So Mars and Gemini, there's a really big importance to understand what you're prioritizing information-wise and what motivates you, what inspires you, what keeps you going, what is something that you want to continuously pursue information-wise, and not getting distracted by the next shiny thing, right? And that's where, if you look to see what else is going on with Mars and your Saturn and other things going on, what's kind of limiting that and what's able to ground that Mars, because that Mars is going to be a little bit more on the agitated side.